Hello, Canines. Welcome to your weekly reading. This is going to be for the week of the 14th going to the 20th of November. So let's have a little look together and see what's going on for you guys. All right, let's see. Last one. We're going to go with the traditional deck. Why not? Ooh, current energy, please, for Cancer. You guys are really doing some inner work here. This is good. Like there is like a lot of, I want to say self-development. I think you're reflecting a lot because, well, your first card out in a tarot deck is the Hermit energy, Virgo energy coming through here. This is all about reflection. This is maybe isolation. Some of you may have found that you wanted to spend more time alone. You may be up in your head quite a bit, which seems to not be a bad thing. Because what seems to be happening here is that you're kind of self-guiding yourself forward, which is nice. I kind of feel like if any of you have anyone in spirit, I really do feel like this is also them. They could have been a Virgo or a Pisces here, or they could have been very intuitive, which is very wise. All right, but this could also be you, my love. Cancer, definitely an old soul here. Because we have High Priestess and the Hermit. So this is very deep stuff. This is very deep inner guidance coming through, very deep inner research coming through for you guys as well. This could be some subconscious fears coming up or some subconscious blockages coming through here that we're currently going through a little bit of a tough time, planet, like astrology wise, there we go, if I can speak properly. So we're kind of like clearing out some things, Cancer, and it does feel like there's some fears, there's some people, there's some beliefs that you're realizing actually don't serve you very much. And I'm pretty sure we have a Devil card in your last reading too. So it's just kind of like you're really reaching a higher level of actually understanding this for what it is. You are unmasking certain things. That's also another one of the cards coming through with all that glitters. As you can see, there's a couple of masks here as well. So maybe you're actually unmasking the truth about some people here. All right, so we do have two people in particular. Doesn't really have to be, but we're unmasking something, we're understanding something on a deeper level. And all that glitters card does suggest here that not everything that glitters is gold. So not everything is what it seems on the surface, basically. And it could work either way. If something looks good, it could not be as good when we actually really look at it properly, when we unmask it, and vice versa, it can work the other way around too. So all of this that you're doing, all of this that you're guiding yourself with, because this Hermit is really looking at this Six of Swords. You've been through chaos, you've been through conflict, you're just getting yourself out of something here. You're moving away from it. And this could be even energetically. This could be spiritually as well. It doesn't have to be physically, but there is movement here in a new direction, in a direction away from the chaos. So this is good. Because that's then clarified here with the between worlds. As you can see, you're again moving away from the worst of it. You're moving away from the difficulty, from the stress, from feeling not good enough, again, this could be limited beliefs. This could be situations that we surrounded ourselves in that kind of really showed, like, when you're around certain people, they don't really, not that you need encouraging, but it's nice to have people around you who are encouraging. And it's kind of like when you start to move away from these things, you actually start to look better, you start to feel better, you start to see more color in life around you. And this is exactly what this card is showing. And also you start to gain celebration, you start to gain success. So when you come out of something, all right, when you leave something behind, again, whether it's internal stuff or whether external stuff, you actually start to see your life getting better. You actually start to see things working out for you, because this number 3, as it suggests, you're aligning yourself to what you're supposed to be aligning yourself to. And that is who you're supposed to be. So you're moving towards a lot better times, Cancer, which is nice to see. And then we have the blessed energy coming through, which is, again, understanding that everything happens for a reason. Whenever this card comes through here, Cancer, I always like to say that this is like the chaos of life, so the fast movement. And I like to think that you are taking some time out away from fast movement, away from like jumping straight into something. You're actually understanding that maybe I'm not ready for this just yet. Like you're coming to a very peaceful understanding that you're okay where you are, even though it's not where you want to be. Because so Yeah, which is nice. You're really accepting where you are in the present because you're understanding it's better than what it was and it's moving into something a lot better anyways. So the worst of it is over. You've unmasked something here. Like the first step is really seeing it for what it is, you know. And this is what the Six of Swords is about. So all of this is suggesting you're kind of in between. Like I think you're understanding better about where you're supposed to be going. With the Hermit and the High Priestess, this is real deep stuff. Like this is enlightenment coming through for you. And I feel like that is making you feel blessed. Like this new knowledge that you're coming across is making you feel very happy. Nine of Cups, we have wish fulfillment coming through here. Can I see what the blockages are, please? Interesting. Could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. But we have the Empress and we have this Nine of Swords as your blockage. And this is questioning what you're worth here. That is becoming a blockage. Now, when a good card comes up in a blockage in the upright, I like to think that this is just, especially the Nine of Swords, this is something that, this is who you are. You are an Empress here, regardless of gender. This is someone who is able to love with compassion. All right, Cancer signs, you're known as a very sensitive sign, but only because your heart is really pure. All right. You have a big heart. You love a lot. This is why sometimes you can come across as sensitive, only because you don't want to be hurt, only because you feel things very intensely. But the Empress here, she's ruled by Venus. She has unconditional love. And the love that she puts out into the universe does come back to her. But the thing is with the Nine of Swords, I think we've been questioning our self-worth. We've been overthinking whether we can attract in what we are deserving of. Could be some worries about a mother figure here. We could be thinking a lot more about this person here, or you're really reflecting on something. Could be missing them here. Or again, this, if they're not a very nice person, then you're really starting to look at what it's taught you. Nine of Swords. Yeah, it could be some conflict that we're overthinking here. And again, both of these suggest there's just a lot of overthinking coming through. Clarify the Empress, please. Page of Wands. Knight of Swords. Both of these are messengers, by the way. So there could be a message coming through. Or maybe you're really holding a value to other people's, view of you, Cancer. And I think this is something that is making you overthink, is whether you're good enough for something. There could be an offer, an opportunity coming in that you're wondering whether you want to take, whether you're good enough, whether it's something, that's in alignment with you. I really kind of feel the sense that we might be overthinking something here. Also, I'm just going to say, as an Empress, with a Page of Wands coming through and a Knight of Swords, like this is just this is lower energy than the energy you're vibrating on. So what I would say is, if there is an offer, or if there is some people talking to you or accusing you of anything, or again, there's just a little bit of conflict here, don't allow yourself to, one, stoop to someone else's level, especially if they're coming from a very immature place, because I have to say, a Page of Wands and an Empress don't match in levels of sophistication and levels of, what they believe in. The Empress is very connected to the universe, so you guys are. You might be listening too much to people who are very disconnected. Okay. So I'm just going to say, try to be aware of the opinions we're listening to, okay? Because you're overthinking yourself because of what someone else is saying or offering you. And I feel like Spirit's asking you not to stoop to that level, or not to stoop to this level here. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and then Nine of Wands. You could be trying to protect your finances at this time. All right, you could be kind of like, you're worried. The Nine of Wands is a wounded warrior. So maybe you have been through a loss when it comes down to material wealth. The Moon here as well. and the Ace of Pentacles. There's some concerns here about money or about a new beginning here. So it could be your work. Man of Wands is kind of feeling like, again, like you're having to protect yourself here in work or in your career when it comes down to your finances here. Seven of Wands, it feels like there is some accusations, or again, there's just some feeling like there's a lot coming at you. So you might find yourself being very busy, but this kind of feels like this feels like a hurtful energy. Why? Maybe you're feeling, so we have the Seven of Cups and the Moon. So there does seem like there's something here that you're suspicious about in the workplace. Yeah, Scorpio energy. There is some suspicions. Death energy. Maybe you're feeling like this is not going to last very long here. There could be a transformation in your career because you feel a little bit on edge here. Yeah, Tower card. I feel like this is your intuition here. Again, it's trying to guide you, as we said in the beginning. There is probably some movement coming through when it comes down to your finances, when it comes down to your career, okay? Because again, something's challenging your self-worth. Maybe you're wondering whether this is worth your time or energy or investment here. The Tower card and Death card, both Scorpio energy again. We are still in Scorpio season. It just feels like something's falling apart so that you can like go into this where you feel actually comfortable, because something's making you uncomfortable. You have divine timing here, the Wheel of Fortune. This actually feels like this is your intuition telling you something here, because we have the Five of Cups and the Devil poking through. So I feel like this is temporary disappointment to move you away from something that would end up kind of tying you down or being a little bit difficult for you. I think energetically, this is getting to you, like emotionally, it's on your mind. But the Empress here, you have to understand that this is not a bad, like this feels like a very tricky decision to make. And of course, there could be some complications around this. And again, definitely some opinions from other people that might not agree with you. But with the Two of Swords here, as I'm saying this, you're being asked to kind of close yourself off from the external people here. If you know you're making the right decision, don't doubt yourself, all right? If it feels like it's the right decision to make, don't doubt yourself, because again, at this moment of time, it's like your higher self and your intuition is really trying to guide you towards something a lot better. Virgo and Piscean energy coming through, okay? You could be having a mentor at this time, or there could be someone else giving you some advice here. But again, it feels like it's the right thing to do. Yeah, there is someone in your environment who's giving you good advice. This is a good connection. It's to someone who understands you. Yeah, this is someone who understands you. Well, you have one really good person in your life. It might not be the only good person here, but I just feel like there is pure love here. Really pure, unconditional love here. This person will support you through a lot. Okay? If it's not anyone, it's your higher self. Unconditional love. It's the universe. But it does feel like there is something here trying to guide you away from something. We also have love coming through. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And I think this is something that Spirit's asking you to do, because it feels like you're making a tricky decision. And even saying this, I'm getting a bit of anxiety. Like, have I done the right thing? Like, oh my God, like, this is so complex. I wish I wasn't going through this because of how it's making me feel. Like, I get it. There's a lot of energy here. Like, and it doesn't feel good. But making this decision is leading you towards it, is what it's saying here. Because you're seeing something for what it is. Again, remember, you have to understand that you've unmasked something. Something that did look good at first, did sound good at first, is you're starting to feel something on the surface, under the surface. Page of Swords. This is Scorpio energy. It's something deeper, all right? And again, we do with Death in a Tower, so something is supposed to fall apart because something's unclear, okay? Yeah. Might not be seeing something, as you can see, there is this Eight of Swords and a Seven of Swords, all right? So you feel intuitively, it kind of feels like someone might be breadcrumbing you, because as you can see, this kind of paints a picture. Now, Moon and the Seven of Swords, of course, is never a good sign. This is illusions coming through and secrets, maybe. And as you can see, I'm kind of seeing you as this Eight of Swords, kind of being in the middle of this. Kind of like your intuition is telling you something, but someone seems to be breadcrumbing you. You can see she's literally surrounded. And I love how I'm holding this, because it looks like this person will continue Can you see what I'm seeing here? It's like it carries on into this card. All right. Someone knows that you're up in your head. Someone knows that you're kind of blindfolded in this, that you can't see what they're doing. That you can't, yeah. I don't like this one bit. Could be in a commitment or again, some contract involved. Commitment to something. Could again be finances here. It just feels like someone is okay with you not knowing what their intentions are. Or it's like they're trying to get away with something here, right? So just be aware of this. You're not overthinking. I think you're being protective of your energy because you can feel something's up, all right? Anything else for Cancer? Two of Swords, Four of Pentacles again. It's like your intuition's trying to tell you to be closed off to something here. Could be a new beginning that someone's promising you, etc. Or again, this is saying to hold back, all right? As you can see here. Usually I wouldn't say that, but it does feel like in this instance, someone's trying to drag you along in something that sounds amazing. Breadcrumbing, all right? And I'm being serious because it feels like this will continue if you don't put a stop to it and listen to your intuition, which is hard. Like I'm even feeling blocked. Throat chakra and heart chakra. It feels tight here. And if that's the feeling you're going through, then again, it feels like something's up, something's wrong, and something's trying to move you away from this. And maybe this is something you already moved away from. I might be describing already something you've had to do. You might have had to restart a plan here, rely on some people for some help here. But this is what's leading you towards happiness. Okay? Could be starting a relationship with someone here, or like moving in with someone here. This feels better, actually. This doesn't feel like, this feels like work, or it feels like something, all right, outside of this, because this is happiness with you and some people around you, okay? And it could be that very special person in your life. Queen of Pentacles, which is nice here. Whatever you're trying to protect here will be protected. Okay, let's pull you, I'm gonna pull you a love card. Why not, for Cancer? Oof. Unrequited love. So again, there's a situation here in your surroundings with a particular person where it does feel like they're just deluding you. They're trying to see how much this can go on for, how much they can get away with. And don't like readings like this, to be honest with you, but it does feel like someone just wants something for their own gain, for what they can get out of you. Again, might not be fully relationships. For some of you, of course, it will be. But for others of you, this is just to do with a person in your life who you have some sort of commitment with, or they're trying to get you in a commitment with them so that they can get something out of you, okay? There's something about your energy that's able to achieve things, and maybe they feel like they can't do it alone, so they're trying to drag you along with it. That's what it just feels like, okay? Not a very nice message, but the good thing is you're being reminded that it gets a lot better when you're out of this. And if you're out of it already, then again, it's moving you forward into something a lot better, trust me. But it's like you have to make a decision first before this is then exposed. That's what it feels like, because this person will continue. We have arrow here. This says you are on the right path in some aspect, regarding some aspect of your life here. So again, we're moving in a new direction, and this is where we get plenty of material things. We did have that. This is something that they're asking for you to protect. This is not a good time to invest in anything or anyone at this time. I'm going to be very honest with you. All right. I'm pretty sure it's Mars retrograde now too. So that's a very big sign not to take action on anything that isn't thought through properly first. And if you have any weird instincts, then be careful with firecrackers. So excitement, there's some good things coming up when you decide to carry on moving away from this. Beware of self-delusion, okay? Don't fall for anything at this time, and don't question your worth. This kind of feels like gaslighting, I'm not gonna lie. Like gaslighting yourself as well, because someone is gaslighting you. It feels like you're also like listening to this. But the thing is, you're an empress. Look at all this abundance, very similar to the bowl, very similar to the Knight of Pentacles that we had. There's a lot that's coming your way because you're attracting it, all right? My lovelies, I love you guys. I wish you all the best. Stay safe. Okay. Have an amazing week. Remember that you need to stick to you, and there's no harm in that. Anyone who has problems with your boundaries, well, there's a reason behind that. I love you guys. I do wish you all the best, and I will hopefully see you guys next time. Okay.